All right, everyone. So before we get started into the grocery haul, I wanted to show you this. It's a 8.5 by 11 magnetic whiteboard sheet. So it fits perfectly on the top half of our refrigerator. And I actually ordered this off Amazon like a year ago, and I just put it up this past week. Yeah, leave it to me. So the magnetic sheet came, it's magnetic, so it sticks to the refrigerator. It came with these four whiteboard pens, and on each of the whiteboard pens there's a little magnet on the back, so you can just stick them to the refrigerator. And the top of them is a whiteboard eraser, so I can just erase. Alright, so what I originally wanted this for and what I'm actually using it for, so same reason, is when I'm making something or doing something in the kitchen and I see we're out of something, and I always forget to write it down, so sometimes I forget to get it. So I wanted to put this on the refrigerator, so that way when I see that we're out of something or running low on something, I can just walk over to it and write it down on here. So that's what I did for, like, I think I did this past week, so maybe a week and a half ago. So that's what I've been doing for the past week and a half, is as I realize we need something, I put it on here. Alright, so now we'll move on to the grocery haul. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new day. It is Sunday morning. It's 8:36 and we had a Walmart delivery order this morning. I placed it last night, but the earliest time I could get last night was like between 8 and 11 or 9 and 11, and I just wouldn't feel like going out to get groceries at that time, and it was not an emergency to have these groceries. So I just chose for a early morning drop off this morning. So yeah, I got here about a little after 7. So let's do this grocery haul. So if you know me, I like to split it up into normal pantry items, kind of like pantry staples like flour, sugar, and all that, baking stuff, dairy, produce, meats. So today's not going to be any different. So all right, so let's go over this is what I consider normal pantry items, canned goods, things like that. So let's go over this and see what we got. All right, so the first item is some strawberry jam. We like Smucker's, and we do not like the preserves because those chunks in there are just way too big and chunky. Jam is more to our liking, so we get strawberry jam. We are out of it right now. So also some mushrooms for Glenn, and this wasn't the, I was looking for Old Dutch, I think it is, the small cans they usually have, but they didn't have them, so I just went with this until I can go to Pick and Save and get a couple of those other small cans. And also, just to let you know, a lot of this is basically stock up. We don't need any of this right now. This is, I guess, in the form of prepping our food. This is how we do it. This is how we prep or stock up, however you want to say it, is we just buy a little bit at a time as we can afford it. So we don't need most of this stuff, but it's stuff we use for meals and stuff, so we want to stock up on it. And so when you're trying to stock up, you don't want to just, if you can't afford it, don't go buy a whole bunch at one time of one thing or another. Just buy a couple things here and there, and if you don't need it, just stock up from time to time. So yeah, everything you're seeing, just about everything, a couple things we got for recipes, but mostly everything is stock up now. So all right, and let's continue on. All right, so the strawberry jam and the mushrooms are because we don't have any. I got 2 smaller cans. Now I used to buy like the big cans, the one that look like double the size like that, but now I just get the 2 smaller cans because I only use it for 2 things. One is a tuna salad for Glenn, and we don't like to make a whole ton of it, so only enough for like two days of lunch. So 1 small can is enough for that. And we usually just get albacore tuna, the solid white ones. That's what we like. And then the other thing I use it for is for tuna sandwiches, which I made the other day. So, but again, I don't need these right now. I think one of them I do, and the other one is for stock up. Alright, so I got 2 cans of hot Rotel tomatoes. I really don't like tomatoes, like stewed tomatoes type tomatoes in my food, but Glenn does, and he likes the hot Rotel, so that's what I get him. Again, these are stock up. We are not completely out. I think he has like 2, maybe 3 cans left, but I know for sure 2. So those are to start another stock up. And then we got 2 cans of beef broth. We are not out. Again, stock up. I think we have 2 or 3 more cans of beef broth. And then these are to start, just on our stock up process. And I got a box of 100 bags of black tea. I use this to make my sweet tea and some hot tea. And black tea is the only kind I like. I don't like flavored teas at all. Glenn actually uses, I'll show you what Glenn likes. Glenn likes this Egyptian licorice mint tea. It's by Yogi or Yogi. We order this off of Amazon. So this is spicy sweet. So yeah, he usually uses 2 bags for 1 cup, but that's about the only tea he's found that he likes, so he uses that. All right, and again, stock up. I'm not out, but back up. Now I got these little olives to go packs. There's 4 cups of olives in there. And we don't use olives for a lot of things. I don't care if I ever have olives in my meals, but sometimes Glenn likes it in omelets, on a pizza, or things like that. So I know this is a little more expensive, but it's more for the convenience for me, because I don't like to open up a can of, even the small cans, I don't like to open up a can, use a couple, and then have to refrigerate the rest for I don't know how long. So these, probably, I'll see how these work out, where I use 1 cup, and then that way the rest don't have to be refrigerated. So that was my reasoning on that. And then we wanted to get some Jellos. We like to have Jellos with our meals sometimes. So as a side dish, we don't consider this like a dessert or anything. We just have it as a side dish with a meal. So we got some orange Jello, strawberry Jello, and lime Jello. So yeah, just stocking up on some of these. I think we have a couple left. And I got 1 box of banana cream pudding mix. I already have another box, 1 or 2 boxes on stock. But we are going to make a dessert recipe. If you recall, we were just going to make 1 dessert a week. And I don't think I made anything this past week. So yeah, I'm going to make a dessert. But I'm probably not going to make it for a couple more days, because it's going to be a banana dessert. And the bananas we got are pretty not ripe yet. Pretty, just that they're going into the yellow stage. So I got this for that. So, and then I drink sometimes. I don't drink it a lot, not as much as I used to, but sometimes I like to have French vanilla cappuccino, and I have one that's open. I'm not done with that one, but this is just a backup, stock up. as well as coffee for Glenn. He's been drinking Torquay, and this is more stock up because the one I'm using right now I actually just opened up this past week, so that's almost completely full, and now we have this as a backup. So this is, if some of you are struggling to stock up, this is how you do it. As you can afford it, just buy a couple of things here and there, and that's the only way you can do it, if that's how you can afford it. Some people can afford to go buy a ton of stuff at one time and keep it for stock up. Some people can't, so you do what you can. Alright, so we got some Western dressing. This is for a meal that's going to be on the meal plan for this upcoming week. So, and I know a lot of you in the past have said you don't have Western dressing in your area. This is kind of like a sweet and sour type of dressing. A little tang, but a little sweetness. So yeah, that's for a recipe this week. And then I got a bottle of A1 steak sauce. We like to have this even if I just make hamburger patties and we just eat them as hamburger patties with like french fries or mac and cheese. We still like to use A1 sauce to dip our hamburger patties in. And this we're completely out of, so this is because we need some. Alright, and I got this 4-pack of tomato soup. This was actually on sale for $3.98, so basically $1 a can. For Campbell's, that's a pretty good deal. Being a 4-pack, and this is stock up. I thought we were out, but we actually have a backup canned food area. So I go shopping there in our backup canned food, and I brought out some tomato soup that we have in there. So this becomes stock up then. So yeah, the canned goods we have in our cupboards are not all the canned goods we have. We did have enough to create backup where we can go shopping in our own store, or if you want to put it that way. But this is our pantry items, so I'm going to put this stuff away, and I'll bring up more stuff. I'm not sure what I'm bringing up yet, but I'll bring something up. Alright everyone, so I put that other stuff away, and I find that when I do this, I do a grocery haul and I have to put one section away to bring on another. I actually have to put it where it goes right away, because otherwise I've got a big mess of foods laying around, and then it doesn't get done in a timely manner. So alrighty, so I got that all put away where it needs to go. So these are more big box things, crackers and breakfast items, as you can see. So we don't get waffles very often, but this time we wanted some, so we got some waffles. I got some Townhouse crackers. These are just the original ones, the buttery flavored ones. I love these crackers, and I know they taste like they're supposed to be a lot like Ritz, but I can actually sit down and just eat these crackers just like that. I can't do that. For some reason, I can't do that with Ritz crackers. So like if I'm editing a video or creating things, but I get sleepy or whatever, and I need something to just keep me awake while I'm doing that, I tend to go to Townhouse crackers. But I don't buy these often. I don't remember the last time we had them. It's been several months since we've had any of these, so I wanted to get some this time. Saltine style crackers. Glenn doesn't like the original Nabisco saltines anymore. It's a just bringing up a comment somebody made in the last video. I think it was Julie, and she nailed it right on. She made a comment how food doesn't taste the same anymore. It doesn't taste as good as it used to, and that is so true. Nothing is the same anymore. So pretty much everything that we used to like, we don't anymore. And that just goes back to the original Nabisco saltine crackers. Glenn, that's the only brand we used to eat, and now we don't get them at all because they just don't taste good anymore. So I got these Kellogg's Zesta restaurant style saltine crackers. We'll see what those taste like. We don't use crackers a lot, but if we make like a homemade chicken noodle soup, we'll use these crackers. We've tried oyster crackers with them, but those don't taste the same either, and we didn't like it. So we just stick with the saltine style crackers. Glenn likes to use these when he has chili, and yeah, so just got some of those. That should last us a while. And got a box of these Nilla wafers. This is for that dessert I'll be making in the next, it'll be this week sometime, I think. But it's totally banana. And so we need some of these Nilla wafers for it. So got some of those. And then cereal. We don't buy cereal that often because we don't eat it that often. But lately we've been craving cereal because we don't make desserts anymore, and we still have that sweet craving time to time. So we turned to cereal. And so Glenn, again, nothing the same. So there aren't a lot of cereals that taste as good as they used to. We become highly disappointed when we get a box of cereal. Oh, I love those. Ate them all the time when I was a kid, and then you eat them and you're so disappointed because they taste like crap now. But Glenn he used to eat these. He wanted some of these. These are shredded wheats. These are the big biscuit types that you break up into your cereal bowl. There's 18 biscuits in there, so he wanted to try some of these this time. And for over a year now, I have had a craving for Frosted Rice Krispies. And for that over a year, I had refused to pay the $5 price tag on it because we just had a hard time paying for that, paying that kind of money for a box of cereal. But we broke down this time, and I broke down and picked up some Frosted Rice Krispies for myself. So yeah, that's but yeah, we don't actually buy cereal too often. This will probably be the once or twice a year that we buy cereal. All right, so I'm going to put this stuff away, and I'll bring on other pantry staples like the flour and the baking stuff and things like that. All right, everyone, so here is the next section, basically more pantry staples, baking, I guess. I forgot to put this in the other section, but a 5-pound bag of white long grain rice. So that's pretty much what we use. So another 5 pounds to fill up my plastic storage container of rice. All right, so bag of light brown sugar. Through the holidays, I went through quite a bit of this stuff, so I just need to restock. 1 bag of powdered sugar, 1 10-pound bag of just white granulated sugar, and 1 10-pound bag of all-purpose flour. I'm not out of any of this stuff, so this is just to keep us stocked up. And then one of these, oh my gosh, hard. One of these almond bark, basically almond bark, the chocolate coating. I used this during the holidays. What did I use it for? I forget what I used it for. But I did like how it tasted. So I figure we still have some of that one, but I figure I'd just pick up one more and keep it on hand for stock up, and then that way I pretty much always have some. So more stock up stuff. So I'm going to put this away and bring on dairy. All right, everyone, so here is the dairy section. So let's just go over this. Got 1 bag of Cheddar Jack shredded cheese. I got 2 blocks of sharp cheddar cheese. We like to use the blocks for like summer sausage and crackers, and then I also use blocks of it for some of my meals that I cook as so one of them is actually going to be for meal. So got 2 blocks of that, and later on in the month I probably will buy more cheese and maybe grate it up and freeze it, because as I said in the past, I don't like to freeze the block cheese. Just from my experience, the texture is not the same when it thaws out, and maybe it was just that brand, but now I just shred it up, as somebody mentioned in the comments in the past, shred it up and then freeze it, and that worked out well. So later in the month I'll probably get more cheese. Alright, so got a 18 count of large eggs. We still have eggs from the last time we bought eggs, so I don't need to go into these right away. I did get a loaf of bread, and I probably should have got 2 loaves and threw one in the freezer because we are out of bread. And I got one container of cream cheese. We have 2 in the refrigerator, so I just got 1 this time. We got 2 things of butter. Glenn likes the Land O'Lakes, so I got 2 of those right now. And I do have other butter on hand, the non-Land O'Lakes, so basically store brands. And what I do, if we have Land O'Lakes like this, I use this for like frying stuff like eggs and stuff like that, and then I use the store brand butter for baking and things like that. So got a ½ gallon of milk and 1 thing of buttermilk. This, I thought it was a bigger size, but I guess I didn't read it right. It's a pint, but we wanted that for a recipe that will soon be on our meal plan. Some of you have asked about freezing milk, because this is going to go in the freezer, and as you know, I do freeze milk. So I just thawed out 1/2 gallon of milk, so that's in the refrigerator. This goes in the freezer. When you freeze milk, you do not have to empty any of it for expansion. The sides of this will bulk out a little bit, but I've never had one pop or explode or anything like that. So also when it freezes, it will turn a yellowish color, but when you thaw it out, it turns back to its original white color. And then once I thaw it out, I like to drink it up within a week. The sooner the better. It tastes the same as if you just bought it, but if you keep it in there too long, it actually does start to form curds and things like that. So yeah, so once I thaw it out, I like to drink it within a week. So just a little information for those of you that had questions on freezing the milk. So alright, I have 2 more sections to bring on, produce and meats, so let me put this away and I'll be back. Alright everyone, so here is the produce section. Let's go through that. I picked up 2 red bell peppers. One is going to be for a meal we have planned, and then the other is just I'm going to cut it up and freeze it for stock up. We got 2 cucumbers. Sometimes we like to just cut up the cucumbers in long strips, cut it in half and then cut them in strips, and just have it as a side dish with a meal for lunch or supper, or just have it as a snack with either salt or dip it in ranch dressing. So like that. And then got a head of cabbage that is going to be for a meal, so got that. And then a head of lettuce. So the head of lettuce, we still have some of the Campari tomatoes. We've got cucumbers, lettuce, so we can make a salad. We already have dressing for that. What I'd like to do sometime is pick up a couple of heads of cabbage, cut them up, and freeze them. So that way when we want something with cabbage, we already have it. Got some bananas, a little more green than I thought they were going to be, or thought when I originally looked at them, they looked more yellow, but they are more green. So that dessert won't get made until these are well into the yellow cycle. But once they turn into the yellow cycle, I like to eat them like that. That's my favorite state of the banana. And got a 3-pound bag of Honeycrisp apples. We still have some of the caramel dip that we can use to dip apples, and I actually do like to feed Gypsy some apples and carrots and things like that, so we like to keep apples on hand for that. And at some point, since we're going to make that banana dessert this week, at some point next week maybe we'll make an apple dessert, so depending on whether we eat them all or not. So, alright, so that is the produce section. I'll put this away and bring on the last section, which is the meat. Alright everyone, so here is the meat section. This is all we got for meats. So as you know, yesterday I went to the meat market and we got a bunch of sausage type meats. So that's that. And then we still have a lot of meat in the freezer. So right now, I think I'm going to wait for a good sale to come on before I buy anything else. So, but we did pick up a chuck pot roast from Walmart last time. Tracy sent us a Walmart grocery haul. She sent a chuck pot roast from Walmart, and Glenn actually loved it. He loved the way it tasted and everything, so he wanted me to pick another one up. Don't know how we're going to make it this time, whether it be beef tips. I did mention that I wanted some shredded beef burritos, so we can use it that. Maybe we'll just pick up another one, save one for like a beef tip type recipe, and then another one for like shredded beef burritos or something. So, got one of those for now. Did get a large tube of summer sausage. Again, we just like to have that for either lunch or snack with crackers and cheese, and then Glenn puts his yellow banana ring peppers on it. Did get a 2-pack of ham steaks. Could use them for breakfast. Sometimes if I make omelets, I dice them up, put them in the omelet, or dice them up, just cook, warm them up, and put them as a side on their breakfast. But one of them is probably going to get used for a recipe, but I won't go into that yet. And then just picked up 1 pack of bacon. Didn't see a good price on it, so I didn't want to pick up too many. So I'll wait for a good sale price on that. But we like the black label, the original. So got 1 pack of bacon, but I will split this up, and it'll probably give us 3 different servings of it. Unless we have like BLTs or something, then we'll probably use the whole thing. So that is the meat section of the grocery haul. Again, didn't buy like other chickens or ground beef or pork or anything. Just holding off on that till later on in the month. Alright, so, and that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch our videos. I appreciate all of you and the support you give this channel each and every day. And with that, remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.